Welcome back in. It's the holiday season, and that oftentimes means new toys, lots of food, maybe even germs. This afternoon, Dr. Kehinde Obeto, a pediatrician with Nationwide Children's Toledo, is with us to go over some things to keep in mind so we can keep our kids safe, really all of us, because you know, once the kids get the germs, then mom and dad and everybody else get the germs.
That's right.
Get the germs too. Yeah, so let's start with that. You know, we're going to have big gatherings, families coming and going, and people just inside, small spaces. We tend to see things get passed around, huh?
Yep, that's right. So a lot of the time when there are a lot of people gathered in closed spaces like that, it's easy to pass stuff around. Coughs, runny noses, you know, you never know what somebody has until they tell you sometimes. So it's very easy to pass it around.
Yeah, they'll go, oh, I've been dealing with this cough for a few days. Yeah. So what is your advice, though, in order to stop that spread?
I'll say the most important thing is wash your hands. Make sure you wash your hands. If you have a cold, if you can stay away, stay away. If you can't, make sure you use the mask, you know, but at least so that people know you're not doing well. You know, and try not to go close to other people, like, you know, hugging people, you know, just kind of try to maintain your distance.
Say, hey, good to see you.
Yeah, or hi,
Hi.
stay away, I'm not feeling too fine.
Happy holidays, yeah. So, you know, and as you said, wash your hands and do all that stuff that we've been talking about for years. In terms of kids, though, they're going to get sick, it happens, but there are some other potentially dangerous type situations when it comes to this time of year. And one of them can be some new toys that that kids get. Maybe they're not age appropriate, maybe they have some parts that, you know, can, what are some of those dangers when it comes to these toys?
So when it comes to toys and kids, I say you have to be careful, especially with toddlers and babies. You don't want something that's too small where they could choke on it. You know, or even you get one of those toys that, or you hung the ornaments on the trees and they could fall down and break and shatter, and then it causes, like, they walk over it and they get a cut. You know, another thing is some toys have batteries in them, those little batteries.
The little buttons?
Yeah, the little button batteries. Yeah, you need to be careful because if the button batteries get out of the toys and the kids swallow it, it could cause a problem. So, you know, so you have to be really careful about stuff like that.
Sure, I've heard things about, is it water beads and things like that. You know, kids just like to put everything in their mouth.
Yeah, and then even decorations, you know, hanging decorations. Sometimes if you have toddlers or if you're going to a house where there might be toddlers, you know, you need to be careful. Or if you have toddlers coming to your house, try to hang like the decorations on the trees higher up, or the tinsel higher up so that they don't get to ingest it. You know, there's so many things that at this time of the year, it's so easy to, you know, get into trouble with, like your trees, your Christmas trees. If it gets too dry, like if you get a live tree, make sure it's well watered, because if it gets too dry, it could cause a fire. You know, candles, if you get candles lit, you know, make sure you turn them out before you go to bed, or even when you put them down, make sure you put them high up where the kids cannot get to them.
Right, and you may be in a normal situation where you don't have children in your house, so you're not really thinking about these things. So if you are going to have kids over, do some baby proofing ahead of time.
Yeah. So not just Christmas related, but also baby proofing in terms of electric outlets and like your decorations. Make sure there are no frayed wires, you know, where they could get an electric shock. Even pets, I say, because we just got a dog, so, you know.
They chew at everything.
Yep, so you have to be careful about stuff like that.
So kind of go through and do a little sweep and make sure everything is secured and safe. Also, there's going to be food. There's going to be a lot of food. And there might be situations where people are allergic or where we have food that's just been sitting out.
Yep. So I say if you have a kid who is allergic, or even if you're having guests over, it's a good idea to find out from them, is anybody allergic to anything? So you know, like if somebody's allergic to peanuts, then you know not, or seafood. You know, those are things you need to be careful about. And then if you do have somebody, or if you are allergic to something and you have an EpiPen, make sure you take your EpiPen with you so you're not caught without it. You know, and then in terms of food, you don't want to leave food out all day and then think, oh, it's okay, I can go back and eat it, you know. Things like egg salad, potato salad, things like that. It's very easy for you to get bacteria and give you food poisoning. So,
yeah, make sure you get in the fridge. You think about it and go, well, That's been sitting out. So what time did I put that out? Yeah,
Yep.
just try to keep tabs
On
how long it's been out.
out.
Get it in the fridge, that sort of thing. And you mentioned with the allergies too. With if you do have an allergy, remember the EpiPen.
Pen. Yep, that's right. And then remember too, this is time for lots of candy, so you want to be sure not to let kids have too much candy if that's possible, or pop or juice. Just kind of limit it.
The dentist it will come afterwards. But it's a time of year where we do have some of those extra sweet treats laying around.
Yeah, I say it's the season.
It is. I know, but I will say my daughter lets me know by the end of the day when she's had a little too much.
Oh, really?
It's the behavior might be
Hyper?
a little bit out of the normal for her. So just look for those cues with our kids, because they'll tell us one way or another, won't they?
That's right.
Well, thank you so much for the advice today. We appreciate it, and happy holidays to you.
Happy holidays to you too.